You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
What it seems like, guys, these so-called higher institutes of learning, colleges, universities, they better learn that Trump means business. When he says no men and women's sports, he means no men and women's sports. I mean, you can't be any clearer, guys. You cannot be any clearer. But of course, you still got some of these schools out there, school districts, even universities that want to play games. Yeah, they're finding out real hard now, guys, that President Trump is not playing. Now, going back a few years ago to UPenn, this is really where all this started, guys. I believe that the Leah Will Thomas situation was the breaking point. That's when it actually opened up the eyes of a whole bunch of people as to what was actually going on in female sports. When Leah Will Thomas was swimming with the UPenn men, he was ranked something like 470 or something like that. Not very good. But then he said, you know what? I feel like I'm a woman. I want to quote unquote transition and swim on the women's team. What happened, folks? He won an NCAA championship. Yeah. And the girls, they didn't like it. They didn't like that they were actually invaded in their own sport by a male. Riley Gaines actually tied Leah Thomas. And guess what happened? They refused to give her the trophy because they needed a photo op with the biological male. Yes, this started opening up a whole bunch of eyes, folks. And now the American people have said like 80-20, nah, we don't want this. This stuff needs to stop. Even Democrat voters, man, do not approve of this whatsoever. And it's by a huge amount, folks. A huge amount. Well, guess what, guys? It is now time for UPenn to pay the piper. Yes, check this out. Over here on Fox News, guys, Trump administration pauses $175 million in federal funding to UPenn over inclusion of trans athletes in women's sports. But folks, it can get a whole lot worse. Check this out. UPenn could stand to lose all its federal funding amid an investigation into suspected Title IX violations. And yes, folks, no doubt about it, they violated Title IX. They allowed this person right here on the team, Leah Thomas. Yeah, there's no debate. There's no debate whatsoever, man, that this school violated Title IX. But let's go ahead and read some of this, guys. It says the Trump administration paused $175 million in federal funding to the University of Pennsylvania over its inclusion of transgender athletes in women's sports. Fox Business exclusively reported on Wednesday morning. The Ivy League university now stands to risk losing all of its federal funding amid an investigation into potential Title IX violations. A senior administration official told Fox Business that the administration has paused $175 million in federal funding. This did not account for UPenn's total federal funding, which the university previously reported last year was around $1 billion. Folks, they're going to lose probably like upwards of another $800 million once this investigation is complete. Wow. The pause is not a direct result of the investigation into UPenn, which the Department of Education announced a day after the president signed the Keeping Men Out of Women's Sports executive order on February 5th. In a statement to Fox News Digital, a university spokesperson said UPenn has not received any official notification of the funding pause and added that the university was and is in full compliance with NCAA and Ivy League policies. We'll see about that. But this is what they said here. Quote, "We are aware of media reports suggesting a suspension of $175 million in federal funding to UPenn, but have not received any official notification or any details. It is important to note, however, that Penn has always followed NCAA and Ivy League policies regarding student participation on athletic teams. We have been in the past and remain today in full compliance with the regulations that apply to not only Penn, but all of our NCAA and Ivy League peer institutions. Wow. Acting Assistant Secretary of Civil Rights Craig Traynor said in a statement provided by the Education Department last month that 3 institutions would be investigated for suspected Title IX violations. In addition to UPenn, San Jose State University, guys, we talked about them a lot last year with Blair Fleming right there on the volleyball team. Anyway, which made headlines in the fall after several schools refused to play the women's volleyball team because of a trans athlete on the roster. And the Massachusetts Interscholastic Athletic Association are also being investigated for suspected violations. Man, I got to tell you guys, Trump isn't playing. He's not playing games. By the way, Paula Scanlon, right over here, who was actually on the team with Will Leah Thomas at UPenn, posted this. Last month, Trump signed an executive order keeping men out of women's sports. Today, he pulled $175 million in federal funding from UPenn, my alma mater, for allowing a man on my swim team. This is what I voted for. More of this. Yeah, exactly. And you know what? He signed an executive order and he had a bunch of females all around him. By the way, that's Paula Scanlon right there in the picture. I knew she was actually there. Yeah, these young girls seem to be happy that Trump signed this executive order, but you still got people out there that don't want to comply. Man, this is going to end very, very badly, man, if these institutions don't tighten up their ship. I mean, this should have never happened, folks. How in the world did this happen? How did UPenn allow this to happen? Where did we go wrong? I'm dead serious, man. Where did we go wrong as a people, as a country, to allow males and female sports? And it's a losing issue for the left, man. But they're still pushing it. Remember, no Senate Democrats voted to ban men from women's sports. 0. And on the House side with their bill, only 2. Henry Cuellar and Vicente Gonzalez, both from Texas. 2 Democrats. They were the only ones. So out of both chambers, man, 2 Democrats total. That was it. This is a losing issue, and the people are not backing these people. So we have to see, guys, though, what happens when UPenn, once this investigation is over with, because they're going to stand to lose another $800 million in federal funding. Yeah. So, gonna leave right there, guys. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and white sports fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. And we will catch you next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.